Welcome to another cross-training tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be covering file management for our coursework. So you're probably thinking, really? And I'm going to say, yes, really. In case you haven't figured it out yet, being organized plays a key role in being successful in engineering. And I can name 7 good reasons why. The first one is to keep all of our companion files together. The second is it makes it easy to collaborate with others. Third, obviously, the obvious one is to be able to do backups. Just knowing that you confidently have everything backed up is a good reason. 4, keeping track of project, course, and problem assets. You don't want to mix up stuff, for example, that you do for fluid mechanics with stuff that you do for thermodynamics. Archiving, so at the end of the semester you don't want your hard drive to be full of all this extra stuff where your virus scanner has to go through all of this. You definitely want to move this off to like an external drive or put it up in the cloud so your system doesn't have to keep track of it. The 6th reason is for time management, being able to find things rather quickly. And then the 7th, which is probably the most important, is for liability reasons. So in practice, firms deal with lawsuits, and your firm may not have to deal with a lawsuit, but they may be suing someone else. These things go back and forth, and then sometimes you may need to produce files that you're working on. So many firms will enforce a strict file management system in the office on day 1 to simply avoid or prevent any potential liabilities. So you're probably wondering, well, what exactly is a file management system? It's basically just a system of folders that are organized a certain way, and you pretty much consistently use that same structure over and over and over. It's kind of like standardizing the way that you save things and the way you name folders and their order, so on and so forth. So in this example, I'm going to show you a template that I've created. So obviously, making everything consistent can be kind of a pain if you have to do it manually each time. So what I like to do is create kind of like a coursework template. So obviously on my data drive, I have several folders, and one of them is my PhD work, and then I have folders inside there, and then I have my coursework, and then I have my actual coursework. So these are like 3 classes that I focused on this year. And then inside of here, this is my template coursework. So all of these folders here, the contents of these were based off of this template. So all I did was just right click on this, choose copy, and then somewhere in here I just chose paste, and then I renamed it to the actual course, and it retained all of its folders. So if we take a look inside just some of them, like this one's empty, like this one here, this is where I would keep my syllabus, my schedule, and then I actually have a shortcut to floor plans. So if you actually go to this, follow that link, it'll take you to a GIS server that is on campus that hosts all of the PDF floor plans of all the buildings on campus. So if you ever go to a building such as the engineering complex and they tell you to go to a certain room and you can't find it, this is a great way to start first. So I like to go to, for example, they say something like maybe Derlin Rathbone Fiedler Engineering. If I click on this, it will open a PDF of where all the rooms are located. So if you need to find, for example, 0117, you know that it's here. And you can try to figure out, where the elevator is or there's stairs to get to this level. So this is obviously the basement. So this is a great way to be able to find your professor's office, a bathroom, a stairway, the course GTAs, the course tutors, so on and so forth. So always keep a copy in there. And then if you have a way to mark up an Adobe Acrobat file, you can go in here and just start marking or draw lines to help you find a way to navigate the engineering building. So going back into here, in administrative, I usually keep maybe any error messages or emails that I send back and forth. Notes, this is obviously where I store my notes. So let's take a look in an actual course folder that has already been fully developed out. So let's take a look at this one. So in here, this is where I kept my error messages and any questions I may have asked, like screen capture pictures. This is my course info. So you can see for this particular course, I had to add some additional ones that were very specific to this course. Notes, I basically took 3 flavors of notes. Fourth one isn't really notes. It's just funny stuff that the professor did that I kept in there. This one was notes I took from the book, notes I took from lecture, and then this is pretty much all the videos that he had. Dr. Wanklin likes to make videos, and you can download them, so I downloaded them all here so that I could take them home and watch them at home since my internet connection is super slow. This is my assignments directory. So you can see there's a lot of assignments in this course. There's usually about 30 to 31 assignments in here. And then we had exams. There were 4 of them, so 04 was actually the final. And then I worked a ton of practice problems, and I saved them by chapter. And then the last folder is resources. So these are things that I'll likely copy and paste into my master resources folder, which is inside of this X folder, or I'll put inside of my template here. That way I can have a copy of it each time I start a new course. So this is something I definitely want to keep on disk. So this is an example of a file management kind of like template that you could use. So each time you start a new course, all I have to do is just copy this, paste it, rename it, and then kind of do minor tweaks here versus try to build everything out from scratch.